What's up, Kodo? I'm just gonna leave this as a voice message because it's probably I don't really have the energy today. Like, there's a lot of heaviness in the air after this election. But I do want to answer your question, and I figure a voice message is the way to do it. Your question can go two ways. What's your value, and do you think we can know our value without comparison? But then you immediately go into talking about height. Are you talking about strictly height, or are you talking about value as a person and your worth? Because there's two things. Your value as a height doesn't matter because you said all that is created others to know if he's short or not. How can we know our value, sir? The divine didn't create that system of measurement to tell you that, to judge you that you're short or tall, you know? So I don't agree with that at all, first off. But second of all, you find your value based on your principles and morals and your inner value, you know? Who you are as a person. It's what you get to determine what value you bring to people and society and yourself and your world, you know? You determine that based on the factors that you rate highly, you know? If society tries to beat us down with, oh, you have to have $1 billion and you have to have the hot body and all of this, you know, you have to have the wife and the kids and the cool car and the high education, you know? They try to tell us our worth. They try to tell women, oh, your worth is only if you can bring kids into this world, you know, if you can be a homemaker. They try to tell men, your worth is only if you're a breadwinner, if you only bring in the money and pay the bills, you know. Society tries to beat us with this. They try to put value on what we as humans are. And they're wrong because the ones that are determining that are the ones at the high systems, the high class systems, the ones who profit off of keeping us low. They profit off of us thinking that's all we're worth, is how much money we can do and what our job is and stuff like that, you know? They get to exploit us when we think, oh, that's all we're worth, when we think we're not worthy, you know? When we're insecure and doubtful and thinking we're not enough, you know? They profit off of that. But as you go within, you heal and you realize more about society and the world, your worth is what you determine it is, you know? It's your factors. It's easy to say, oh, I don't have this or that materially. But at the end of the day, do those things really fucking matter? In my book, no, they don't. Your looks, your money, your job, your car, none of that shit fucking matters to me as a person and as a soul. That's what I love. That's what I'm looking for. What is your value as a soul? Who are you as a character, as a human? That's what I look for when I determine people's value. Are you a taker or are you a giver? Are you an empath or are you a narcissist? You know? Um, are you kind or are you spreading hate? Like, that's what I quote unquote judge people by. I don't judge them by how much money you have or what job do you have? What's your title? What's your ranking? No, I don't look at all that. I look at it from a spiritual perspective and a human perspective. What are you bringing to this world? And if all you're bringing is your presence, you're still fucking valuable. That's the thing. So this is why it's like not a really good question for me to answer, because everybody has value. And that's what society tries to make us fucking forget. They try to tell you the disabled don't have value, the homeless don't have value, but they fucking do, because they're still people and humans. So no matter what, they will always have value. How many times have you been on the road, stopped at a stoplight and seen a homeless person with a little musical instrument or a drum and they're just beating on it, you know, bringing music to the world? They may not have the status and the financials or a house to call home, but they can still bring value to this world through a laugh or a joke or a smile or a conversation or music, you know? But society tries to deem them the undesirables, you know? They don't bring no value. They have no value, so let's criminalize them to make value out of them so we can profit off of their enslaved labor in prison. But yeah, like, Everybody has value, and society tries to it tries to dictate our value for us because they want to exploit people of no value or low value that they deem have no value or low value, if that makes any sense. If you want to know your value, go within. Go within and look at yourself as a fucking person. What do you bring to the table? Are you kind? How are you with people? How are you with kids? How are you with animals? What skills do you bring to the world? You specifically, you sing, you're bringing magical songs to the world, that people can relate to, that can heal from. That's fucking, that value right there is priceless, you know? Um, like, what are you doing with your life, And even if all, like I said, even if all you're doing is just existing, you're still valuable. But you can derive value off of purpose, You can gain value off of purpose. Like me specifically, I try to help people where and when I can, I volunteer, I talk to people that are depressed and suicidal and I get them out of it. I put emphasis on my value through those deeds. If I'm helping people and I'm just giving them a laugh when they need it or just giving them the ear when they need it, I'm very valuable, my value is in the intangibles. That's how I see myself. And in that rank, I value myself very highly because I know I'm not like everybody else. When people in this world are self-centered and just like greedy, So to be a kind, caring person and a kind heart and just a nurturing person in this day and age, especially as a man, where men are super fucking jaded towards women and children and anybody they deem inferior, that's very valuable in the society. But like I don't have a crazy career, I wasn't able to get a career because I had to take care of my mom through like caregiving with her disabilities. So if in society's eyes, I'm nothing, I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a crazy career in society or a college education. In society's eyes, I'm a failure, I don't have much worth. But that's why I learned to not take society's fucking value on it, I formed my own opinion of what I am. Me personally, I know how to cook. I can take care of kids. I learned how to raise them and care for them. I know how to handle shit. I know when emergencies are up, I can spring into action and keep a calm head and do a bunch of good shit, Like I can get through anything. And that's a very valuable trait to have. Uh, I love learning, so if there's something I don't know, chances are I'll go find the answers myself. Um, there's a lot of intangibles that we look past, is what I'm getting at. That's the point I'm getting at. There's a lot of stuff that, as people and as men, that we will not factor in when we determine value, because all we're framing it through is the lens of society trying to tell us it's the job, the title, the money, the car, and the girlfriend, But when you look past society's bullshit, you can find value in anything, in yourself, the way you are as a person. You writing songs, you singing, that's very valuable, You being there for others, that's valuable. You donating time, that's valuable. Somebody creating art, somebody writing poetry, somebody just being there for their friends, Your value doesn't have to extend like worldwide to be valuable. It's it's what you determine it is, Like me personally, me saving and talking to people that are depressed, me putting out my healing words like this, these types of recordings and messages, that's very valuable. That's priceless. You can't put a tag on that because I'm like willingly using my life to save people, And I know for a fact I have at least, what is it now, 13, 14 people that I've talked out of suicidal depression. And there's many more that I can't count because they've read my posts, Like you said it the other day, put your posts on Threads, you need to save people. There's many that I don't even know where my impact reaches, And I'll never know, but that's okay. Just the ones that I can count, I've saved at least 12 lives, And that's, to me, How do you compare having a title at a job to saving people's lives? I've literally saved souls, from killing themselves. You can't price that. That's the type of thing that I look for in my worth and my value. I don't look at my height. I don't look at my weight. I don't look at my looks. I don't look at what I have. I don't look at material shit. I look at what I'm doing at a soul level and at a heart level to find my worth and to place my worth there. And it's hard because there's times where you feel like you could be doing more. This is where I fall into a trap where it's like, man, I could be doing more. But no, even if there's all you can do is rest and just sit there and just like write a little thing, a message to somebody, or if all you can do is create a little piece of art, that's still valuable. You're valuable to your own life, you know. You going to travel, yeah, that's valuable because now you have that experience. You touched a bunch of lives while you went traveling. You have to frame your mind like this. Don't look at it from society's aspect. Look at it from your lens. You create what your value is. Those people that you met, are they better off in the world because of you, or are they worse? Did you touch hearts? Does your music touch hearts? Like, you as a person, do you touch hearts? There's a lot of value that you can find if you go look for it. Find your worth as a person, as a soul, as a heart. And you'll be surprised what you find, because this was one of the major lessons that I had to go through, because I used to look at my life in the lens of society, and that shit had me depressed, honestly. That's a whole story though, but I just, like, you gotta reframe your mind. Reframe it to what works for you. You said you were 5'7". Is your height gonna get you anything? Does your height change how your heart and your being and your character are? To me, no. So why look at your height? And if you get insecure about it, because I know a lot of men can get insecure about their height, especially when it comes to dating. Short men are always getting wives and girlfriends. Like, it doesn't matter, because what people are looking for is what's in your heart, what's in your character. Are you going to treat them right? And that's what a lot of people, especially men, don't see. They don't see that that's what people are after. I don't know why I'm going towards love here. So I'll just end it up here before I go on a tangent of talking about love and insecurities there. Just, your value is what you make it. You're the god of your life. What you see, you are the observer. What you see is, and what you determine is true for you. Is your height your value, or are you something more? I don't know. That's on you to go within and determine. Go within and figure out your truths. Who are you? What do you bring to this world? Is it enough? Are you enough? I personally think so. But I can't put my truths on you. You as an artist, that's invaluable. You as a person, that's awesome. But I can't determine that for you. You have to see it. You have to go within and know it and believe it fully, by getting rid of those things that say your value is determined on your height. But anyway, I'll just leave it at that, because who knows how long I can tangent. This is already 15 minutes, yo. Hope that answers your question. Have a good day. Oh, hold up. I just listened to the whole recording and I realized I forgot to answer part of your question, where you said, can you determine your value without comparing? And the answer to that is yes. Because the only person you should ever be comparing yourself to, and I had to learn this on my journey, is your past self. Do not, if you want to be happy, true happiness and joy and peace, do not compare yourself to anybody else's life, because their life and their reality is not yours. Their progress, their journey, where they're at, is not yours. They have their own soul lessons. They have their own growth. They have their own paths. They have their own dreams. that are theirs and theirs only. So the only person you should be comparing to is your past self and yourself and where you want to go, because that's all that's important, the life that you're creating for yourself. And this is why determining your value through your lens is so important, because it's so easy to get caught up in that trap of comparing yourself to who's next to you and who you see from afar, you know? Like, you might look at me and be like, man, he's so healed. Don't do that. No. Where are you at from your journey a couple of years ago? You know, where are you at from 10 years ago? Where are you at from yesterday? Where are you going to be at tomorrow? That's what you should compare, because that's the only measure that should ever be like factored when you're determining comparisons. Anyway, that's it. I wanted to make sure I touched on that.